Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'll be sharing with you 3 things to let go of to attract the relationship that you want. Now with this process, and I say this in almost all my videos, you don't get in life that which you want, but you always get a reflection of who you are being. Now what this means is that this video is about 3 things that we can modify the way that we see it. And as we begin to do that, we make an internal shift with who we are being in the present moment so that it increases the probabilities of us experiencing and connecting to that deep relationship that we desire. Now realize that our beliefs are creating the kind of experiences that we have. And that based upon the labels and the definitions about who we are, that is what is making and causing a lot of what we experience to happen. So the first one is simply being aware of the labels that we have. We might have a label that says, I am single. This has been for 2 years now. I'm just the single person, and that's part of who I am. Part of my identity is somebody that is single. Now, when we have a definition that says that we are single, and it doesn't mean that we have to lie to ourselves and say, I'm in a relationship. It just means that we loosen it up, that we don't focus on it. Because most likely, if we desire a relationship, when we focus on being single, it can bring up the negative connotations, a negative feeling within us. And based upon our state of being, that's what determines the kind of things that we perceive. So it's almost like we'll go out into the world and we won't actually see the opportunities, the people that we could resonate with if we're focused on being single, if we're focused on the negative feelings that arise from when we focus on that. Now, another part of this is becoming aware of our definitions about life in general. Maybe you believe that when it comes to relationships, you always attract this type of guy. All guys are douchebags. Or if you're a guy, maybe you're like, all girls are just doing this. Or they're just going out to clubs and I can't find them because they're all this type of way. You see, based upon that definition, that's what you're going to see more of in your life. So if you change that focus and you choose to let it go and you become aware of those definitions altogether, you'll start to actually meet people that you truly resonate with. So the way that you change that is simply by becoming aware of it and then question it and saying, does this have to be true? Is every guy out there a douchebag? It's just that maybe there's a skewed sample because of that focus. You see more of it in your life. But if you start to have a new type of perspective, you're going to increase the probabilities for you experiencing those things based upon just simply changing your definition of what you are imposing upon your life. You can only perceive what you are the vibration of. As new agey as that sounds, this is why getting to the core of who we are is the most powerful way to change what we experience in our life. Now, the second thing that we can let go of is the feeling of it not being here yet. Now, the more we focus on being single, those labels from the first thing that I had for us to let go of, we can then start to focus on our state of being in the present moment. Now, one of the most powerful ways to do this is to simply focus on our relationship with ourself. Are we giving ourselves the attention, the gratitude for who we are? You see, if we go out into the world and we feel a lack of a relationship, we are only going to perceive more of that. If we go out into the world feeling like we're not whole and complete, we will attract more of that. And if we attract someone, we'll most likely attract someone that also feels not whole and complete. Then it becomes more of a codependent relationship rather than a powerful, connected relationship. So the key to this is giving yourself the validation that you crave, starting to tailor the relationship that you have with yourself. As you start to feel grateful for where you are in life, as you start to feel grateful for who you are, you will start to go out and other people will appreciate those same things about you. There's something that's called the law of state transference, which simply means that whatever you feel about yourself, other people will feel that about you. This is why it is so important for you to feel gratitude for who you are, to feel whole and complete, to feel appreciative for who you are, because when you go out into the world, because you're cultivating that feeling, there's much more likelihood that people will feel that off of you. But if you go out into the world and you feel like you're not enough, you feel like you're not validating yourself, other people won't validate you. They will reflect back to you that wholeness, that wholeness that you feel. They'll be reflecting back to you those emotions. So that's why it's so important for you to focus on the feeling of how you feel about yourself. Begin to connect deeper into your relationship with yourself. That could simply mean that you act on your passion more, you become more focused on the things you enjoy to do, and the more you cultivate that sense of being, that state of being, the more likely you are to perceive once again of those opportunities of that reflection coming back to you. Now, the third thing to let go of is the expectation for how things will happen. So many times we can be focused on how we think things need to happen, how we will meet this kind of person. And when we have that expectation, we are actually limiting us from experiencing the full spectrum of what could actually happen. We are limiting it based upon our conscious mind of what we could think of. But when we give that process up and we realize that it's not our job to figure out how everything happens. Our job is to focus on the state of being, is to focus on the intention, but then to let go of the outcome of how things will happen. When we start to trust the larger part of our life, that's when things will happen in a much easier process. Realize that when it comes to the timing of things happening, it's about allowing it to happen when it's supposed to happen. If you focus on your own state of being, you will then be doing your own job. You will be leaving the job of it to happen in the way it's meant to happen, and it's much more likely it will happen at a deeper level. Now, still a process of this is taking action, but you take action from a point of not being attached to the outcome. So maybe your intention is to meet more people, which will increase the probability of you meeting someone that you're trying to attract. And as you go out and maybe you try yoga, maybe you try getting a new gym membership, maybe you try doing different activities, whatever it is, as you take action doing that, just have a general intention to connect to other people, have that simple underlying intention, then go out, but not be attached to how things happen. Release the expectation. Realize it's more about your state of being that you're in. When you get to the core of the way that you define yourself, you could start to let go of the skewed sample that you might be showing yourself. Let go of all guys being this way, all girls being this way, of the label of you being single. Start to just focus on you being grateful for who you are, and as you start to change the way that you feel about yourself, you will project the new version of you out, and people will begin to respond to you based in that way. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, share it if you found it of value, and as always, I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste. All right, bye.